Well, good morning. It is October 16th. Got a pretty good nap in last night. And it's a little hard to get up this morning at 3 o'clock, but we managed. I got up at 1:15, checked the humidity, and it was over 50, but I was going to let it wet up a little bit. Right now we're big baling, so I just tied a knot. So I was looking at the monitor flags. But on my third round, I think on east this morning, I started at 4:30, and we're on our third round. I am half done right now with east. It's not making all that much. 65 bales. I baled 20 bales this morning. 21 bales an hour is what it looks like we're going to get. So, not too bad. Not too bad. It's for the year. It's pretty good. This field has made 1,200 bales before. That's with my old baler. It was a little bit coarser too, and those bales didn't weigh but about 1,350. These will probably push 1,850 to 1,950. So it's finer stem than this newer baler with a longer chute. 2200 series is awesome. I really like this baler. Got a lot of nice features. That longer bale chute. It sure changes the pressures on the density doors, but that takes some getting used to. But it's all doing good. Look here, we already tied another knot. Check all the monitor flags there. Let them have a little bit of time to pop up. So we're doing good. We're rolling about 6 miles an hour for the most part. Every once in a while I'll slow down a little, and every once in a while I'll speed up a little, but for the most part that's what we're running. And it's looking pretty good. It really is. I mean, a guy can complain. It's looking pretty good. A guy can complain all he wants to, but I did. Like I said in that one video, I've done my part. So it's I did everything I could do. So it was beyond my control. So it was just it wasn't up to me. Yeah, that is bright. That monitor. I need to turn the brightness down. But then during the day I won't be able to see it very good. So they need a day and night setting on there where it'll automatically switch. But we're all good. It's all good. We're sitting here baling it out, and we're going to haul some hay today. We got to haul 3 loads of rounds. Really just 2.5. There I am. I'm turning around here on the south end of east. This is about where I shot that video of on the YouTube video. I did my part. Just about where my pickup was parked, where I shot that video. But yeah, see, you can't see nothing in that window much at all. It's there though. That's 4 into 1. I could go faster, but I want to clean my windrow up. I don't want to leave anything behind, so I go a little bit slower. It's so fine stemmed that it's so hard to pick up real good. So that's what we're doing. We're making sure that we pick it up real good. I don't have camera system on this baler, but I don't have a header cam, so I got it, and I ought to put it on, but I just haven't done it yet. It's set up with a video wire to the back also. It's not the same video wires as this overview system takes. I bet bet you they have adapters, but I just haven't done it. And I think they have adapters or a camera system that'll hook up, and it'll show the display right here. There, I just tied a knot. You can see my pressure settings, and I'm on 280 on the load, 48 flakes. Yeah, we've got 67 bales, 20 bales an hour. Of course, that always moves around as we. Monitor flags. That always moves around as we go in the field, because some places in the field make more hay than others. So it just depends on where you tied that last bale, how many flakes, and how quick it does the math. But we're here. Let's look how many hours we've done in this field. Well, that ain't the one I want. Haygrazer East, 3.6 hours. It's pretty cool how it does that. 67 bales, 3.6 hours. I don't have scale set up, so shows my start time. Because I don't think that's the right time. Oh, it was too. That was when I made the counter. So Haygrazer East, see there? So I was talking to one of my YouTube friends. She runs her name is Tracy. They do a bunch of harvesting videos on YouTube. Her and her husband. Anyway, I had made a comment, asked her how often you trade combines and how many hours their New Holland combine had on it. Shit, I think I offended Jim, her husband, and he thought, well, that's just asking how much money I make. No, it ain't either, Jim. If I was asking how much money you make, I'd ask how many dollars an acre you get on cutting, and I do a bunch of math and stuff. I ain't doing that. I don't care if somebody knows how many bales are on my baler. Ain't no big deal. I just ask how often you trade and how old it is. You know, simple question, but you know, some people are different. And I guess he felt offended. Of course, I mean, they said that I wasn't offended, no big deal, and that's good, because it wasn't no big deal. I wasn't prying to see how much money they make. I was just prying to see, not prying. I was just wanting to know how often a custom cutter like that traded machines. I mean, do they stay in warranty? Or do they, run it out several years? So I might play with that brightness, because that is bright. Here, let me see what I can now. It was on 100%. I turned it to 25. So there you are. Now you can see it a lot better. It's still a little dry, I would say. Just tight. I love that stuffer knot, man. It tells you how many times the baler gets plunged between. There's 6 right there, which means I can speed up, turn the hill a lot, but it was just in a thin spot. You can see it was in a thin spot of you know, some people get offended easy. I guess I get offended easily on certain things too. So it's all good. And Tracy, I know you understand. No big deal. I know you're not upset with me. So if you're watching, so I know you're not upset with me. I don't know about Jim, but but I wasn't crying. Okay, I was just kind of curious because I always loved running a combine. Always. See, you can tell my brightness is down. I always used to love running a combine. You know, I started running a combine when I was 12 years old, and I don't know if I've said that before, but you know, I was cutting wheat for my dad. We used to raise a lot of wheat and milo, and I loved it. And of course, I bought the combine, you know, about 8 years ago. I bought a 7720 John Deere, and it's yellow cab. It's a great old combine. And I owned it for 2 years, and I cut my own milo, and I cut a little bit of custom. And it has a great old combine, and I liked it. I wished I could have stayed growing milo, but it's just there's no money in it, and there's nobody around here that grows it anymore because there's just no money in milo. I mean, it's just there ain't. There's still some that try to raise dryland corn. In the last several years, it just, you know, that hadn't worked. So I don't know how much longer they're going to do that. Dryland wheat, you see a little, but it's all cut for hay nowadays. If it's going to make anything at all, and that's why I'd like to switch to rye. You know, and plant a little of my country to rye in the winter, but man, it's just we had to have no moisture period. So, but I still got my rye seed, and we might plant rye all the way down into, you know, December, maybe even after the first of the year a little bit. But boy, that's pushing it. So who knows? Who knows? I still have the seed. I might have the seed next year too. So, but I was kind of hoping to redeem this year over a good rye crop, but it don't look like it's going to happen. But we'll see. It could be mud before morning. I've got a video of that too. So we'll see. Turning around here on the north end now of right over there across the highway is Medlocks. Just tied a bale. Well, my wife did a good job raking, you know. Yeah, Jenny did a good job raking this. She really does a good job supporting me, and mentally, physically, and shoot, everything from meals to clothes to parts to raking to selling hay to people, to loading out people, to you know, doing all the bills, doing all the invoices. It's, man, you know, she just, and then she drives a school bus at the school, and of course right now we got COVID, and she only gets like maybe at the most like 5 or 6 kids on her 72 passenger bus. Because we're on a kind of a hybrid on the elementary, so just like, you know, 5 kids in a class per day per week. So it's like it's nothing. But anyway, yeah, she runs a bus, you know, 2 days a week, and then she normally would be running activity trips too, you know, ball games and volleyball and basketball, football and stuff, but she, you know, due to COVID, I would be too some. Pretty good looking bale. I would too some. I've got my bus driver license, but COVID, you know, so nobody's got it all locked down here in New Mexico. We live behind the Iron Curtain. I'll have to do a segment on that one these days. Living behind the Iron Curtain in West West Texas. No, I don't want to subject Texas to anything Iron Curtain. So I feel like Anne Frank every once in a while. No offense to anybody on that deal. It ain't near that bad, but I do feel like we are oppressed a little bit. Is that the word you call that? You know, kind of put down and talked to like we're little children by our governess dictator. But that's for a whole other show. On this episode of Dude on the Goat's Ass, we have a whole family of goats. From the little weeds to the big old jack. The billy goats, and they have a little bit of tough hair on the back. It's not real tough, but it's kind of tough. And the kind of tough will work to bale a little haze. But they sure, anytime you see an antelope or a goat, a desert goat, you never see very much humidity. They just cannot stand the humidity. So they like the arid dry. So there's no dew on a goat's ass. Oh man, it's 10 after 9. We're still at it. And it's on the dry side. This should be the last round. Given that, it damn sure is the last round. Just like that, East is done. It's the last windrow. It's gonna almost make a half a bale to the acre. These been weighing about 1875, something like that. What them others weighed. If that weighs like that, well, you know, it won't make a ton, but it'll, you know, it won't even make a half ton, but it's okay. It is what it is. We got it done. It was hard to pick up and leave the dirt. I had to kind of sacrifice just a little bit. You can see there's a little bit there in the windrow. It was so fine stem and leafy that it just would not pick up very good. That's why I went a little bit slower, so it would have a little bit more time to pick it up. It was so short that it kind of push it and throw it. I'm kind of debating about whether to put a roller on this wind guard. You know, one of my friend guys says that, you know, a lot of people take them off. You know, that might be an alfalfa or something like that, but I don't know. I'd kind of like to try one. You know, sometimes this, even though we was putting 4 into 1, it wasn't making all that much. Sometimes I think a roller might have helped it, but I know it would in big heavy crop. So anyway, we'll see. It's not looking too bad, and yeah, we'll get this hauled out. Didn't look too bad at all. Bales are still looking real good, even though it's a little bit on the dry side. It's not all that much on the dry side, but it is still. I mean, we're still over 50% humidity, but I probably ought to quit. You know, quit. But this is the last windrow, so it's all good. It got up to almost 70, about 70. You know, 71 maybe last night or this morning, and I could tell that the pressure had dropped some. I probed one, it was still dry. It was like 16%, is the wettest I could get. And all the way down to 13, but You know, and at the wettest it was around 16 and a half is about where it was hitting. So, which that's just great. I mean, but it is on the dry side. It sure is. It's none too wet. But this here, other than that little bitty clipping I've got at my house, I'm done with mine. And I don't even consider that clipping hay left. I really consider it just kind of a little bitty bonus maybe. I mean, if I make 3 bales out there, you know, I make 3 bales. I mean, and that's it. Wow. Wonder how close that bale is to coming out. Should be real close. I wonder if I've got a little bit of hay to help it come out. Oh, I do. I remember. I think sure do. It may come off on its own, but let me clean this turn row up and I'll go get it. Yeah, sometimes that bale hangs out on the back, and you sure want it to come off if you're going to road around. You don't want it to come off on the highway. So I kind of like it to just come off before I road this thing. I'm going to road it. I've got a little bit of hay over here on west that I could hit it with, but I hate to road all the way over to west and then have to road all the way back. Let me get this little bitty dab right here. I needed to clean this up anyway, and it might have just come off. That might be it. Right over there. See it turn? It was at 28 flakes, and that's just about 30 flakes is about where it comes off. So I bet you it did. I'll have a little bit down here on by the trees, and then we'll go back to pick up and look at it. So we all got it made 156 so far, and there's not much down here at the. See, you can see where the header just didn't pick it all up. It was so fine stem that it was just very hard to get. Let me turn this thing off. Switch the old PTO off. It's hollering at me that it's not stuffing. That's because I don't have any hay, Baler. I don't have any hay. Yeah, I think that's the last bale up there. So let me sit down here by the trees and get her done. But yeah, it was making about four windrows a pass. Sometimes it would do 3, but you know, then every once in a while it did a good 4. It'd like punch one right there, and then it would go ahead and drop, like it did on that one, and drop 4 more. So, and that one there before it was 4. So it, you know, sometimes it even drop 5, but it is what it is. It sure is nice having medlocks done, west done, and east done. Wow, that's nice. That is a nice feeling. You know, there's just about 156 bales out here. Not a bunch. I've got 106 of those sold to a. I'm gonna pick that up. Sold to a rancher. 2 of them, matter of fact. And so we only have about 50 bales. That's just 2 loads sold to the dairy out of here. And I wish it was more, but it's just all there is to it. That's just all we have left. And then we're gonna have that whole half circle to go to the dairy that we're fixing to do. maybe tonight we're gonna have to rake it. I'm supposed to haul hay today, and it's gonna be difficult. Baling is first priority, and it's hard to haul hay on somebody else's schedule when you're baling hay. And baling hay is where it's all at for me. I mean, I can haul hay in the heat of the day when it's drouthy. So I might have to postpone the hay hauling today until I get some rakes moved, some country rake, get the baler moved, and some of that. We might just have to hold off on the hauling until then, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes, and he might just have to wait. So I'm sorry, but it's just baling comes first. Well, let's see how East did. 156 took me 7.8 hours to do it.